What if the moment you thought was breaking you is actually the moment God is using to rebuild you? What if your breaking point is not the end of your story? What if it is the first honest moment of your life? All right, I really want you to think about this. There comes a point when you cannot fake another smile. You cannot carry another person. You cannot solve another problem. You cannot keep telling everybody, I am fine, while something inside of you is falling apart. You prayed, you planned, you tried to stay positive, you tried to control the outcome, but finally you had to admit, I cannot keep doing this. Most people call that failure, but God may call it surrender, because some of us are not exhausted from doing too much. We are exhausted from trying to control too much. We want to control people, timing, outcomes, who stays, who leaves, which doors open, and how the story ends. Then we wonder why we have no peace. You have to agree, you were never designed to be God in your own life. That position is already occupied. It is easy to say, God is in control when everything is going according to plan. But what happens when the plan collapses? What happens when the relationship ends? What happens when the answer is no? What happens when you did what you believed was right, but life still went wrong? That is when faith becomes more than something you say. It becomes a decision. Throughout Scripture, impossible situations became places of transformation. The sea became a road. The giant became evidence. The prison became preparation. The shortage became multiplication. And the tomb became a testimony. The problem was real, but it was not final. Now, I am not telling you to pretend pain does not hurt. Loss hurts. Betrayal hurts. Disappointment can shake you. You do not have to call the situation good, but you can believe God is still good in the middle of it. Your breaking point may reveal what comfort never could. It may expose the habit you kept excusing. It may show you where your identity became attached to a person, title, position, or dream. It may reveal that you were asking something temporary to give you permanent security. So, what do you do when you reach your breaking point? First, stop performing. Tell the truth. God, I am tired. I am afraid. I do not understand. I do not know what to do next. Honest prayer is not weakness. It gives your pain somewhere to go. Second, stop allowing the situation to rename you. You may have experienced rejection, but you are not rejected. You may have failed, but you are not a failure. You may feel lost, but you are not forgotten. This is something you are walking through. It is not who you are. Third, release what you cannot control and take responsibility for what you can. You can make the call. You can apologize. You can ask for help. You can change the habit. You can take the next faithful step, but you cannot force another person to change. You cannot rewrite yesterday. You cannot make every door open. Do your part, then let God be God. And finally, ask what the pressure is revealing. Instead of only asking, "Well, God, when will this end?" Ask, "God, what is this showing me?" Sometimes we want God to remove the pressure while He is using the pressure to reveal the crack, not to shame us, to heal us. I believe your breaking point can become your turning point, but only when you stop using your last bit of strength to convince everybody that you are not struggling. You do not need every answer today. You need enough faith for the next step. So breathe. Tell the truth. Release the outcome. Do what you can. Trust God with what you cannot. This situation may have brought you to your knees, but do not underestimate what can begin on your knees. Because the place where you finally break may become the place where fear breaks, pride breaks, unhealthy patterns break, and the old version of you breaks. Your breaking point may feel like the end, but in the hands of God, it may be the beginning of your breakthrough.